All right, but we're going to go over the stories in Savage Dragon Funnies, or Twisted Savage Dragon Funnies. So the first story that the book kicks off with is The Date. And here's some art from that.
Yep, and this one's by Mitchell Fife, who edited the Twisted Savage Dragon Funnies project. Yeah. So he was the mastermind behind this whole
I thought it was a good one to start out with. I really like his use of color in here. You know, it's mostly just like, you know, black and white with kind of splashes of color here and there.
Muted
to kind of accentuate, the reds and pinks and greens. I thought that was cool, and I did like the whole mind trip thing that it kind of like devolved into later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the villain that he showcased in this one. It was cool. But I think it's great cartooning and, you know, really imaginative panels, so I thought this was a lot of fun to read. And it was a great one to kick this off with.
Yep, and it was the first one that was published when they were being serialized in the comic book, and I felt the same way. It was an impressive start to the series.
Okay. Then the next one... you can see that there. Alright, and this one is Tom Scioli. He has a very Jack Kirby-ish style, obviously. I don't know. I mean, that one was okay. Not much really happened. The blow-up doll thing was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of forgettable, really.
Well, Scioli's a great artist. Yeah. He's definitely, you know, Kirby influenced, very, very much so. He's kind of carrying forward that Jack Kirby tradition. Yeah, you can easily see in the art style there. He does comics like Godland. He's the artist of Godland. And he has his own creator-owned series called The Myth of 8 Opus. So an appropriate choice for a book like Savage Dragon.
Yeah. All right, and then we have The Stinker from Andrew Dimmitt.
This is another good one.
Yeah, this was a good one too.
Really great art in this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his art style. I like seeing Savage Dragon just throwing a train at somebody too.
Always a good time. Always a good time.
Is this villain Roughneck? He's a pretty big villain in the series.
Well, he's a
this guy.
Yeah, he's a fairly well-known character.
Yeah.
In the series. Erik Larsen has so many characters. It's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, this was a favorite of his, and it was a fun one too. Kind of dark, but you know, it was kind of neat.
Yeah, it looked really good. Really cool looking artwork, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Savage Dragon in that.
Pretty
and that's
badass.
Cool. Yeah. All right, and then we had Space Werewolf Biker Gang Zealots Gone Wild by Benjamin Mara, who I know you really like.
Benjamin Mara, who does, I think there's a new issue out of Night Business, his creator-owned series. Yeah, he is awesome.
Yeah, I really like the art in this one.
Mara does these great, like, I don't even know how to describe his comics. They're like how you remember comics were in the 90s, but they weren't really that good. They're these super macho, just kind of rock and roll, great comics. And this was one that was not originally serialized in the Savage Dragon book.
Yeah.
And when I heard Benjamin Mara was one of the creators they were bringing in for the collection, I was thrilled, and I was right to be thrilled. This was a cool story.
Yeah, it was a fun
fighting
story.
werewolves in outer space.
Yeah, what's not to like about that, right?
Yep.
All right, and then we have one featuring Powerhouse.
Kyle West.
My Kyle West. And I like this artwork. I mean, this reminds me a lot of like the fantasy titles that I read, you know, Gunnar Court and stuff like that. It has that kind of style to it. There's a cool monster in it that he kind of confronts in this.
Yep. And this is all Powerhouse, this one.
No dragon at all.
Fan favorite Powerhouse.
Pretty much. Gets a little weird at the end, but overall I think it was a pretty cool issue.
Very cool. I like this one a lot too. I like that it was kind of like a dream-like kind of narrative with an ambiguous ending. Good stuff.
Yeah. Alright, so then we have the next one here. Alright, and this one is Vito Del Santi, is that right? And Rachel Freer. And this is an homage to, what is that movie called?
Well, it's like It's like it's like a drag racing movie. I don't know if it's like a particular movie.
There's
It's like there's a lot of
it's a parody of
50s, drag racing kind of movies. So they reimagine these characters in that setting. So
I think it's supposed to be a specific movie too.
Dragon is part of one game. Well, I mean, they did a scene like that in Grease and a lot of movies. So they imagine Dragon and his friends and enemies as part of these 50s style drag racing gangs.
Yeah,
kind of cute.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I kind of like the art in it, but I don't know. Yeah,
I tended to like the ones that played it a little bit more straight. You know, some like this one I felt like were almost like parodies or whatever. I like the ones that just were like, I'm just going to tell a cool story with this cool looking character, rather than anything that was like overly clever. So it was okay, but not one of my favorites. Yeah, like this next one was good.
Yeah, this one is really good.
Jim Rudd.
Yep, and I really like his characters that he drew here. I think he drew them really well.
Yep.
But yeah, he has a lot of cool characters. Like I really like Open Face and what's the Parasite one called?
Horde.
The Horde. Yeah, so he has a lot of like really cool villains with really good visuals.
And this is basically just like this story is Dragon just tricks all of these villains into fighting each other and beating each other up. So it's really just a showcase to show all the cool, some of the best villains Erik Larsen has created over the course of Savage Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another good one. This is a good book.
Yeah, there are really good ones in here.
Yeah, what's the name of this artist?
Ulysses Fairness?
Inside,
yeah.
Yeah, this one had really cool detailed art that probably doesn't come across great on our webcam, but it's probably one of my favorites in the book.
Yeah, I like the coloring, the kind of pastel colors that are used. But kind of this otherworldly thing, like place with like just a lot of like alien, weird-looking creatures.
Yeah, just really neat-looking artwork.
It was really neat.
I think it said in the biography page that this artist has done work for IDW's Transformers comics, which kind of surprised me.
That is interesting.
Good at that. What a great artist. Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, and the fun thing about anthologies is you can always discover artists in them, and that's obviously a great one to have come up with. Alright, so...
This is another of my favorites.
Very nice. Is that Chris Mukai? Is that how it's called?
Yeah, a lot of these artists... Chris Mukai did this kind of wordless, prehistoric version of the dragon, kind of fighting some lizards and taking care of this little bird. Really weird story, but looked great.
Yeah, I didn't really like the story, but...
No?
And sometimes I kind of couldn't tell what was going on with some of the panels, but I really like the yellow and green like art that he used throughout the whole thing, and it looked pretty.
I like this one a lot. I thought it was a good one.
Alright. Connor Hughes is the next one. I don't even remember this one really.
This was
kind of a weird one too.
Dragon fought this little kid scientist made this cyborg character for him to fight. I mean, these stories are all only like a few pages long. Yeah, there's not much to any of them.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird, but again, good looking art. I mean, that's something that almost all of them have in common. This was one of my favorite for the artwork, Chris Sanderson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really like this art. And this is like a therapy group for different members of the Vicious Circle. So you get to see a lot of like, those villains like interpreted again here. Yeah, I just really like that art style. I think that was cool. And of course there's Mako and what's the bird guy's name again? Powerhouse. Again, those two are making appearances, so. Alright, then the next one is a weird one. John Adams.
Yep. We can't really even show too much of that one. There's only it's a 2-page gag.
Just line work pretty much.
If you like really pitch black humor.
Yeah.
You're ruining the end.
2 pages.
The payoff to this one is interesting.
It is interesting. I didn't know how I felt about it afterwards, but
it's pretty. It's basically just a gag. Pretty twisted. It puts the twisted Savage Dragon Funnies.
Yes, it does.
Leave it at that.
Cat Roberts is the next one, and this one focuses on Mr. Glum and Angel.
Mm-hmm. So Dragon's daughter and the alternate universe version of Dragon's daughter and the little alien despot she's shacking up with.
Yeah, I really like their relationship. Like even in the regular Savage Dragon book, I thought it was like interesting, and I kind of liked them.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think the artwork in this was awesome, and I just loved their back and forth.
Yeah, I like how it was kind of a day in the life of these characters, which you don't get a lot of those moments in Dragon because the action moves so quickly. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of a... And
there's a little action in this one too, but just their personalities really come through in this one like really well, and it's just a lot of fun, I felt like.
A perfect choice for artist for this project, Zach Soto.
Yeah, and he did, what was it, Secret Voice?
Secret Voice, wonderful alternative superhero comic book. This bizarre, dreamlike narrative.
Yeah, but also cool.
Yeah, I like.
And I also like the use of the color just very sparingly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it, but it looks good.
Yep.
All right, then we have what is this one? Hyendo Park. It looks like. More of a cartoony, I don't know, manga-esque kind of style, I would say. I don't know. This one I didn't like as much as some of them. I liked like the bright, vibrant colors and stuff, but I thought the story was kind of weak. Was that actually a character that was in Savage Dragon 2, the mime?
No, the mime was a character they made up for this book.
Yeah. He was Yeah, the story was okay. What do you think?
That wasn't one of my favorites either.
Yeah.